I was just talking to myself. Not it ain't weird to talk to yourself. It really isn't. And people who the great dad idea of talking to yourself is a strange thing. They don't really understand the depths of what it consists of when you do when you talk to yourself. There's many values that come to the when it comes to that, but people disvalue that. People just don't understand the magnitudes of what comes when people talk to themselves, because many people don't have outlets for people. They don't have specific outlets for themselves to go to when it comes to self-expression. And that's what I want to get into, because some people, I understand why some people become misanthropes. I probably butcher that, but other than that, it don't matter. I see why some people become misanthropes, because of the fact that some people just don't get it. They wake up every day to the same people they try to have faith in and hopes that they change, and they don't. And it seems like it's a repetitive cycle, and I can understand why they feel that way, but just by me understanding why they have those feelings towards humanity does not mean that I endorse the behavior and the ideology they carry as a person, or I don't find it permissible in any way possible. I just recognize that that's why they feel that way. I understand why they would feel that way, but I don't support it. But I understand why they feel that way. I try to have faith, but I try to keep things at a minimal when it comes to certain things, to society, when it comes to individuals. I'll never understand the fact why people even. Let me rephrase that. I, I understand why people feel that way. I don't blame them. It does become like a repetitive cycle over time. It's just like people make things very insufferable, very convoluted, very complicated. Where I had many people who always aimed the gun in a way where they always prejudge me prejudiciously over the fact that I speak fluently with how I speak, with certain words I use. Now, why would you judge me based on that? Isn't it like a logical thing that's good and intellectually, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm helping my mind to be more wise intellectually. I guess that ain't efficient enough or good enough for certain people. As if like I'm trying to prove something, I'm trying to appease people in some way, shape, or form. No, I'm not trying to appease anyone personally. I'm simply trying to explain why people feel the way they do, because they have some people who consider themselves misanthropes probably hold animosity towards humanity, which I don't blame, but I don't support the idea of any kind of aversion or hatred or envy. I can understand people who disdain certain aspects of people's individuality and their personality and their attitude when it comes to how they express their opinions, the statements they make when it comes to them addressing certain things about what they think their ideals, their personal ideals, anything that consistent with the way they feel on certain topics, depending on how they explain it and what their response will be when it comes to them self-expressing their opinions. But other than that, I understand why certain people will feel the way they do when it comes to humanity and everything that involves that as a whole, the entirety of it. I try to be elaborative, but at this point, I'm starting to care less about how other people interpret my way of addressing certain things, because I'm trying to make things possible for myself when it comes to understanding myself and other people who really don't think before they speak. They kind of say like, you need to start rambling and get to the point, or they may find reasons to judge me based off my appearance, without really knowing that my appearance don't really, they don't carry, that shouldn't be the enterprise for you to judge me off of my wisdom, as if I don't have wisdom, or you judge me off how I speak, or all these other things. I mean, it makes no sense. Like, I don't care about people who constantly have something to say, or how they approach certain things when it comes to you talking about things that they probably don't have any kind of experience in. They're inexperienced on certain things, and they become very, very hostile. It kind of plagues people, and that's why they become misanthrope to humanity as a whole, because they feel like nothing's really shifting in the right direction. No one's configuring anything. Configuring, if you know what I mean. If you hear me proper, but that's why certain people just feel the way they do towards humanity, towards the fact that it doesn't really feel like anyone's really making any kind of specific or efficient compromise whatsoever. Like, I'm trying to like be comfortable with the fact that, oh wow, I don't need to feel weird for how I sound, how I speak, and what I say, because certain people are one person out of a billion people who exist in humanity should shift my rationale, my logic, my way of speaking, my way of elaborating things. I don't try to get off topic and ramble, but that's just how I am. That my mind is much more different than other people's, and how they watch other people who are elaborative and they get to the point, other than how I am. I don't care about how other people receive my message. Some people might say, like, why are you talking to a phone to yourself when you can just talk to yourself? Oh wow, because I can do what I can do what I want. I can do what I want. That's the moral of the story. I can do what best suits me when it comes to self-expression, regardless of anyone's opinion on how I approach what I want to say on certain topics, regardless of their opinions and how they react to certain things, depending on if I don't get straight to the point the way they expect me or how they want me to get to the point. I can self-express however I want to when I make videos. I get better along the road. I get better doing what I want to do, but it ain't gonna be persistent as you expect me to do it. No, that ain't how it works. That ain't how it works. Some people just don't get it. That's all. They really don't. They just judge you based off of anything they can grab and what they can say and what you do. As if you can't stutter one bit. You can't stutter and make rational statements on things that you want to say and what you believe. It's like people just judge you based off of those individual elements, attributes. It makes no sense. Maybe it just doesn't make sense because it probably just don't make sense because I'm not on that level personally. I'm just not on that level for me to be able to comprehend or want to receive that as realistic logic. I don't see why people even judge. Just like I understand why people become very, very reclusive to society, humanity as a whole, from being even to even interact or socialize with anyone, because it's like people judge you based off of anything they can. That's why some people become insecure, and I don't want people to feel like they should be degraded for certain things they can't change about themselves, knowing that's just how God made them, regardless of your paradigm, like the paradigms you believe in and what they encompass personally for yourself. But other than that, people can do what they want. Like, I see some people just really don't trust how they approach things, or how the people approach how they approach their personal ideas, or how they self-express those ideas to others. there's reasons for all of this, but some people just don't give people the chance, don't give them the time of day. They only seem to accept their cesspool, their paradigms that seem to be more consistent with their way of thinking, how they process things realistically. No, that ain't how it work. I get like sick of it. It's like, man, it's like I want to be consistent, but some people just don't get it, and I don't want to help them get it if they really don't want to understand naturally the process of really being concerned and understanding these magnitudes of perspectives when it comes to people being indifferent and having diversity in their opinions, their perception on life, and many things that encompass the psyche, sanity, everything that encompass that as a whole. Some people just won't get it, and I keep saying it because it's true. It's true because some people just won't get it. They'll judge you based off of anything they can find. They'll judge you off the way you speak, how it sounds when you speak. They'll judge you off of any small, minuscule thing they can. It's like you can't really elaborate, no matter what kind of explanation you make. That's rational. People just focus on the appearance, not what you're saying specifically. They'll focus on your looks, as if it doesn't add up to the way I speak, to how I sound, and it makes no sense. But other than that, people can do what they want because you know, fuck them, you know, they won't get it. They won't. It makes no sense. But that's all I want to say. I feel like I just need to get off my chest because I understand why some people feel as if they're misanthrope, or they don't have any faith, or they don't really feel any substance or meaning from others in humanity. They don't feel any kind of resonance. They don't feel any kind of virtue coming from other people and helping them feel secured properly. It's like, man, I understand. I really do understand. It makes no sense. It makes no sense, and it's sad. It's depressing. It's dismal. It's somber. But other than that, I hope this is informative in some way to some people. That's all I want to say. Bye.